actions across the land. While some may choose the leisure way, the people's voice will have its say. He's golfing while the world is burning, economy's sinking, but he's not learning. Americans striving to make ends meet, but he's out there working on his sleeve. History's watch notes in hand, actions across the land. While some may choose the leisure way, the people's voice will have its say.
In a world where Republicans, alas, think they own podcasts and news, there comes a new media platform that's changing the very way we get our news. Welcome then to the all-new Dailycast Newstalk Radio. It's all about you, you silly little freaks.
And silly little freaks.
More listener feedback from the Truthcast feedback line.
You need some more brothers on this station. I'm tired of hearing crackers whining about their problems. We have probs too. Get it together and put some color up in here. We are a huge demographic that's not a fan of the orange one. Let us express our opinions. Put some bros up in here. Let's do this thing. Peace out.
To get on the air and give us your feedback, go to dailycast.news/talk.
The left, moderates and independents unite. This is Dailycast Newstalk Radio.
President Donald Trump has acknowledged that the United States struck a dock facility in Venezuela used to load suspected drug boats.
Trump told reporters the U.S. hit a coastal installation where vessels accused of carrying narcotics allegedly prepare to depart. The Pentagon has not confirmed which branch carried out the operation or released targeting details. U.S. officials say a separate strike on a suspected drug boat in the Pacific killed 2 people, the 30th such action this year. Lawrence Keller reporting.
More listener feedback from the Truthcast feedback line.
Thank you for doing this story on Trump's Kennedy Center Awards ratings. Thank you for reminding people how much of a flop it was. As you stated, Trump is all about ratings. So he had to be totally pissed when he found out that he got the lowest rating ever in the history of that awards show. He's so pathetic. Did he really think that he was going to have high ratings with him hosting the event? I'm so glad the event flopped. Many would say it's not fair for the award recipients, while those recipients were all MAGA supporters. So all I can say is, oh well.
To get on the air and give us your feedback, go to dailycast.news/talk.
We're Dailycast Newstalk Radio. Ow! How do you like us now?
You're listening to Dailycast Newstalk Radio, a new way to get your news. How do you like us now?
President Epstein has a certain reputation, obviously. But just curious, were some of the workers that were taken from you, were some of them young women?
Were some of them
young women?
Well, I don't want to say, but everyone knows the people that were taken. And it was the concept of taking people that work for me is bad. But that story's been pretty well out there. And the answer is yes, they were.
Yes, they were young women?
What did they do? In the spa.
In the spa?
Yeah, people that work in the spa. I have a great spa, one of the best spas in the world at Mar-a-Lago. And people were taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, gone. And other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it, I told them, I said, listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it was spa or not spa. I don't want him taking people. And he was fine, and then not too long after that, he did it again, and I said, out of here.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen person. Does that include Virginia Giuffre?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people, yeah. He stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know. None whatsoever.
This is Dailycast Newstalk Radio.
I am so stressed. I'm tired of hearing about Trump. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of MAGA. They are destroying this country, and I don't understand why they believe Trump is doing good. He's a mess. They are a mess. They're really stressing me out. It's disgusting. It's gross. I need to mentally refresh, and I can't do so if I continue to go on social media and see that large, gross old man spewing his hate. I can't wait for 2028. He needs to be impeded now.
Broadcasting live from the top of Radio Mountain, this is Dailycast Newstalk Radio.
Look around, everything's sold out, but we're still here, unpaid, unheard. Mom says study hard, Dad says it'll work out, but the rent comes first, and the hope runs out. They shake hands in towers, we line up for trains, they toast gold champagne, we drink summer rain. Same screen, different lives, scrolling through their perfect nights. Do they ever see our eyes shining in the discount lights? It's a rich man's world, and we're stuck on the bottom floor. They keep all the doors locked, we're pounding, we're pounding. It's a rich man's world, but we're not staying poor in the dark. We turn all this heartbreak to shouting, to shouting.
They call us future stars, but they set the stage rules. VIP from birth, we just bring the views.
They bet with our hours, like chips in a game. They get matching jets, we just get the blame.
Same sweat, different pay, we run but the track won't change. Can they hear us through the glass cracking when we scream their name?
It's a rich man's world, and we're stuck on the bottom floor. They keep all the doors locked, we're pounding, we're pounding. It's a rich man's world, but we're not staying poor in the dark. We turn all this heartbreak to shouting, to shouting. Count the zeros on the screen, count the nights we didn't sleep. If the game is bought and fixed, we'll flip the table, break their script.
Hands up if you've had enough. Forces up with a breaking flood.
If they own every single inch of sky, we'll paint our names across it side by side. It's a rich man's world. It's a rich man's
It's about moving forward, sharing opinions and providing news and information. For Democrats, moderates, and independents. This is Dailycast Newstalk Radio.
Hi, this is Sarah calling from Portland. I just can't believe we're still dealing with this. Every day it's some new headline about Trump's dictator news, and his supporters act like he's the second coming. Meanwhile, democracy is literally on the fringes, and people are worried about his new ballroom. We need to focus on the midterm elections and get this clown out of office. This circus has got to end.
Dailycast Newstalk Radio.
Oh boy, buckle up, folks. Looks like that Donald was racking up more frequent flyer miles on Jeffrey Epstein's infamous Lolita Express than a horny teenager at a free buffet. According to a juicy email the Justice Department casually dropped like a hot potato late Monday, because why not kick off the week with some scandalous sky-high shenanigans? Trump hitched a ride on that sleazy sky chariot at least 8 times back in the mid-90s, We're talking more trips than your average bag date promises just the tip. This bombshell comes from a January 7th, 2020 email that's part of the DOJ's slow drip tease of docs and their Epstein probe. Yo, the one that also nailed his side piece, Ghislaine Maxwell, was currently cooling her heels in the slammer for teaming up with Jeff to play twisted games with underage girls. The unnamed prosecutor spilling the beans wrote that flight logs show Trump jet-setting on Epstein's plane many more times than previously has been reported or that we were aware, right smack in the timeline they'd be eyeing for charges in Maxwell's mess. Talk about a plot twist that hits harder than a turbulence-induced lap dance. Who knew the art of the deal included bonus upgrades to the Mile High Perv Club?
You're listening to Dailycast Newstalk Radio.
Speaking of hypocrisy, I do want to point out, since we're talking about Jeffrey Epstein, because we couldn't talk about Epstein before. If y'all recall, we were gone for about 2 months because we couldn't talk about Jeffrey Epstein. And now everybody wants to act as if they want to have like a real honest conversation about the victims and the survivors and everybody else. Where was this conversation a long time ago? And I know that y'all love to go back and say that Joe Biden didn't do it. You know, Joe Biden is blamed for everything. Joe Biden didn't do anything and it was Joe Biden's fault. And why wasn't Joe Biden? Joe Biden didn't campaign on it. I just want to be clear. If y'all can run me the tape, then run me the tape. But you know, when you campaign and you go out and you make a promise, then we evaluate whether or not you actually meet your promises. So listen, this was rope that y'all decided to hang yourselves with because the president campaigned on the Epstein files while we were campaigning on things such as affordability. We were campaigning on the things that now people are complaining about, right? Because of the tariffs and the fact that you guys won't say anything and tell the president, hey, sir, tariffs are taxes. We as Republicans, we usually don't like taxes. And guess what? That's going to make everything unaffordable. So now he's going to be our big savior and he is going to reduce the price of foods because he is the guy that actually increased the price of foods. So listen, if you can have this honest conversation about Epstein now, let's just go ahead with this lame duck president and be honest about everything that the American people care about. They care about affordability. They care about the fact that literally people are starving in this country because we have 42 million people. And I don't remember any one of you during that almost 2-month break deciding to go on faux news or any other news outlet and say, you know what, it is wrong to have 42 million people that are relying on $6 a day to eat. And we have the money because somehow our president was able to find under the couch cushion, the one that JD wasn't sitting on, under the couch cushion, he was able to find 40. How much did he find to send to Argentina? 40, there we go. 40 billion to send to Argentina.
You're listening to Dailycast Newstalk Radio. Newstalk Radio.
And now, it's time for another MAGA What the F.
The 4.3 GDP growth beating it by a full point of 3.3. How does that affect our bottom line, our pocketbook issues?
So just think, the whole world out there in the third quarter, the United Kingdom grew 0.1, the European Union grew 0.4, and Japan fell 0.6%, fell 0.6%. Donald Trump's economy grew, the United States of America, the biggest economy in the world, 4.3%. What that means is that Americans overall, all of us, are going to earn 4.3% more money. We're making a raise. It's a simple way to do it. We've got more jobs, lower energy costs, and lower interest rates coming. This is the golden age coming.
Bullshit.
You listen to Dailycast Newstalk Radio.
Oh yeah! The only place to be.
You felt like you were listening to a podcast on 2X. And that kind of manic delivery was very, very disturbing, very pressurized speech. And as the address went on, the cadence of his remarks became quicker. And we've never seen the president, like that. He seemed almost frantic, and it was disturbing to watch. It was disturbing because he's the commander-in-chief. He's not just the head of the government. He's the commander-in-chief of the greatest armed forces this world has ever seen.
You're listening to Dailycast Newstalk Radio.
He shuffles to the podium, moving kinda slow. Those tiny hands look purple, bruised from head to toe. Remember when he had that fire, that youthful glow? Now he's looking tired and it really shows. The orange is riding before our eyes. The orange is riding before our eyes. What once was firm is now compromised. The orange is riding before our eyes. His ankles looking swollen in those fancy shoes. He sits down every chance he gets, like he's paying dues. That spray tan can't hide the lines or those heavy blues. The mirror tells a story that he'd rather refuse. The orange is riding before our eyes. The orange is riding before our eyes. What once was firm is now compromised. The orange is riding before our eyes. Used to tweet at 3 a.m., now he needs his rest. Those marathon rallies turn to power napping tests. The makeup team works overtime to help him look his best. But time's undefeated champion, and we can see the stress. He grips the podium tighter, needs that extra support. Those hands that once shook strongly now look a little short. The crowd still cheer but wonder if he's the same old sport. 'Cause Father Time's been winning in this political court. The orange is riding before our eyes. The orange is riding before our eyes. No amount of bronzer can disguise. The orange is riding before our eyes. The orange is riding before our eyes.
This is News in 60 with Alan Edwards.
The United States is under growing scrutiny abroad after Iran's president warned of a harsh response to recent American actions. Joseph Eckerson reports.
Iran's president said any answer to a potential attack on his country would be severe in what appeared to answer a warning from President Donald Trump.
Ukraine and Russia are, according to President Donald Trump, edging closer than ever to a possible peace deal.
Trump said negotiators are very close to an agreement following his latest conversation with Vladimir Putin.
President Donald Trump has acknowledged that the United States struck a dock facility in Venezuela used to load suspected drug boats.
Trump told reporters the U.S. hit a coastal installation where vessels accused of carrying narcotics allegedly prepare to depart.
A powerful winter storm is marching east across the country, bringing heavy snow, fierce winds, and dangerous travel from the plains to the northeast.
Forecasters say the rapidly intensifying system will produce blizzard conditions.
Today we're talking about Donald Trump's health. Because apparently science still hasn't figured out how this man is still walking around. He spent years making fun of people's weight, calling them fat, sloppy, or disgusting. And yet, have you looked at him lately? He's one Big Mac away from starring in a medical documentary. This is the guy who once mocked someone for sweating, but he can't walk down a ramp without looking like he's auditioning for America's Funniest Home Videos. He points at other people's guts while he's standing there with a belly so big his tie is basically working overtime as a tarp. And the color. My God, the color. One day he's bright orange, the next day he's gray. He doesn't look like a former president. He looks like a jack-o'-lantern that's been left on the porch since last October. If karma has a sense of humor, this is it. The man who mocked everyone else's looks now resembles a creamsicle that's been dropped on the sidewalk. But of course, he says he's in tremendous health. Sure. His diet is 90% McDonald's, 10% Diet Coke, and 0% vegetables. If a doctor ever released a real report, it would probably just say, miracle, see appendix for prayer. So the next time Trump lectures anyone about their health or appearance, remember, this is a man who could turn a treadmill into an industrial hazard. Stay healthy, folks. Unlike him.
You're listening to Dailycast Newstalk Radio. A new way to get your news. How do you like us now?
We're Dailycast Newstalk Radio.
And now, another MAGA reality slap.
I have to settle the lawsuit. There's never been a case like this. Donald Trump sues the United States of America. Donald Trump becomes president, and now Donald Trump has to settle the suit. I hereby give myself $1 billion. Actually, maybe I shouldn't give it to charity. Maybe I should keep the money.
So I wanted to keep this in the news because when Donald Trump flops, he immediately goes on to the next topic. But I wanted to keep it fresh so people are reminded about what happened at the Kennedy Center Awards on CBS. For years, the program was hosted by legendary news anchor Walter Cronkite, but other high-profile hosts that included David Letterman, Stephen Colbert, Queen Latifah, and many others had hosted, and the ratings have always been good. And Donald Trump is all about ratings, and he promised, by him hosting the event, that this is going to be record-breaking with the ratings. Everybody's going to watch it because he's on. This is how delusional this person is. So what were the results? The show drew its smallest audience ever, averaging an estimated 2.65 million viewers, a 35% decline from 4.1 million viewers in 2024. This is according to preliminary Nielsen data shared by Programming Insider. So that is what happened. This man is completely in his own bubble, and he believes that all the praise and everything that happens on Truth Social and his MAGA base is what happens in the regular world. And as usual, he took a complete face flop on this event. He was horrible at it. People refused to watch it simply because he did something illegal and put his name on the side of the building, which he shouldn't have done, and that ticked off more people. But he is his own worst enemy, and he is all about ratings. So that's one thing we can celebrate about, because you know he was totally ticked off about this hugely low viewership rating, and he blew it, 35% decline from 2024. It's the smallest audience ever, and we have to celebrate that each and every time. So I wanted to remind you of all that. Thank ya.
For entrepreneurs and business motivation, go to dime.club. It's all about getting you moving forward, growing, and making money. www.dime.club. It's free. Check it out today.
And now, it's time for another MAGA What the F.
And in an age of AI, where all the white collar jobs are going away pretty damn quick, I think maybe it's a good time for people to think about having good blue collar jobs. I mean, that used to be how America prospered. The middle class, the blue collar middle class, because they had good wages at the time back in the days when Detroit was king. Yep. That was a beautiful age. It can come back again in a new package with all this good technology and productivity. So
we're going to know a lot, Peter, and by the end of next year, and it's coming, we're going to know a lot about how this went. It wouldn't be the first time that the consensus or the conventional wisdom.
Give tariffs a chance, because they're working.
Bullshit. Broadcasting from Southern California to the world, this is Dailycast Newstalk Radio.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Secretary, for being here. Before I ask my questions, I just ask that after this hearing, you go back and reconsider a claim that you made in your opening statement. It would certainly shock Americans to hear that only 12% of our foreign aid reaches recipients, needy recipients on the ground, the people who need the help. That is not actually an accurate number. That is the amount of our aid that goes directly to local groups on the ground. But as you know, most of our aid runs through bigger international organizations like Save the Children. Those entities are getting somewhere around 85% of the aid we give them directly to recipients on the ground. And so I think what you've done to shutter USAID is illegal, but I also think it's bad policy. And I do think it's important for us to all be operating with the same set of facts. And the fact is not that only 12% of taxpayer dollars are ending up in the hands of the people who really need it on the ground.
GigNewton.com is the place to sell and trade professional online services. Gigs for digital services at huge discounts. Go to GigNewton.com and create your free account today.
You know what's amazing about Americans? We have this incredible superpower, the ability to completely ignore everything falling apart around us while we debate whether the new Marvel movie was better than the last one. The country could be literally on fire, and Americans would be like, yeah, but did you see that TikTok where the dog learned to skateboard? We've mastered the art of selective attention. It's like we're all wearing noise-canceling headphones, but for reality. Politicians are screaming about the end of democracy. The economy is doing whatever the economy does. Nobody really understands it anyway. And Americans are over here like, I wonder if I should get the large fries or just stick with medium. We've turned willful ignorance into a lifestyle choice. You could tell most Americans that aliens have landed and taken over Congress, and they'd be like, that explains a lot, but can we talk about this later? The Bachelor finale is on. We're the only country where a constitutional crisis gets less attention than a celebrity breakup. The news media is having a collective heart attack trying to get our attention. They're like that friend who keeps sending you articles about how the world is ending, and you're just responding with memes about cats. Thanks for the apocalypse update, Janet, but look at this kitten wearing tiny shoes. Americans have developed an amazing ability to compartmentalize. Half the country thinks we're living in 1984, the other half thinks we're in some patriotic movie, and everyone else is just trying to figure out what to make for dinner. Sure, democracy might be collapsing, but these chicken nuggets won't cook themselves.
We're Dailycast Newstalk Radio. How do you like us now?
You're listening to Dailycast Newstalk Radio, a new way to get your news. How do you like us now?
A new future feels very near indeed. But for too many New Yorkers who come into daily contact with our public school system, be it parents, children, educators alike, the future is not something that they often look towards with hope and optimism. When many parents think of the future, they think of literacy rates that, while improving, still show that nearly 45% of children in grades 3 through 8 are not reading proficiently. They think, too, of a public school system that ranks among the most segregated in our nation, where children from different backgrounds do not learn alongside one another, and too many children don't receive the same opportunities. For over 900,000 children learning in our public schools, when they think of the future, they think of classrooms so crowded that they cannot get the attention of their teacher and facilities that have long needed improvement. And for educators, when they think of the future, they think of how many of their students don't have a home to return to at the end of the day or a bed to lay their head in. How hard it is to afford a dignified life in this city on a teacher's salary, and how many of their colleagues have had to move on to another job. The future need not be something that we dread. It can be something we rewrite together so that the children of our city, the future of our city, receive opportunities far greater than those who came before them. I am proud today to appoint Kamar Samuels as New York's next schools chancellor, because this moment demands a new generation of leadership that both understands our school system and has a transformative vision on how to remake it. Kamar is that leader. He has deep experience serving at every level of our public school system across our city. He began as a teacher in the classroom in the Bronx before becoming a principal, and has since served as a deputy superintendent of School District 23 in Brooklyn and superintendent of both District 3 in Manhattan and District 13 in Brooklyn. More impressive, however, than his resume are the results he has achieved in these roles, delivering millions of dollars to integrate city schools and transitioning to new curricula that increased literacy rates by 5% in a single year. I chose Kamar for this impactful role, one which shapes the lives of nearly 1 million children each year, oversees more students than any other chancellor in the nation, and manages over 135,000 employees, because of his expansive vision of possibility for the future.
An Illinois woman who meant to buy one lottery game walked away with a $250,000 prize after getting the wrong ticket by mistake. State lottery officials said she asked for a specific fast play game, but the clerk sold a different one instead. She decided to keep it, scanned the ticket, and learned it carried a $250,000 top prize. The winner told the lottery she plans to pay bills and share some of the money with family, turning a small mix-up into a big holiday surprise. Andy Sanchez reporting.
Walked in with somebody new. Phone lights up with a we need to talk to. DJ drops your least favorite
was cool. Just for audio professionals, for podcasters, radio stations, voiceover, and more. Go to www.ool.io. That's www.ool.io.
He literally screamed at the American people for 18 minutes, almost 20 minutes. And I wondered, was by screaming, is he trying to convince the American people that what he's saying is true, or is he trying to convince himself? There are a raft of polls that we've talked about on many Fridays that show that the American people think the country is going in one direction, while the President of the United States insists that everything is great and will be greater still if you bought fewer pencils and fewer dolls for your children. So I don't think he will succeed in convincing the American people that his policies are the way to go to make their lives better, no matter how many speeches he gives, no matter how much barnstorming he does. Because when he does these things, invariably, if the topic is affordability, if that's the prescribed topic, he meanders into other areas that completely muddy his message.
I'm busy. What do you want? Shouldn't you be rage watching Fox News?
You're listening to Dailycast Newstalk Radio.
You're stuck in the middle with Alan Edwards.
Something is happening in plain sight that should terrify every American who believes in democracy. While distracted by daily scandals, a carefully orchestrated succession plan is unfolding, one that would hand the presidency to Silicon Valley's hand-picked candidate. The pieces are moving. J.D. Vance, at age 41, has been making unusually public statements about being ready for president, amid growing speculation about Trump's health and fitness for office. Trump's office recently stated and revealed that he has suffered from chronic venous insufficiency, a vein condition causing leg swelling, and observers noted his declining energy. But this isn't about Trump's health. This is about a plan that's been years in the making. Let me tell you about Peter Thiel, the billionaire puppet master who created J.D. Vance's political career from nothing. Thiel poured $15 million into Vance's 2022 Senate campaign, the largest amount ever given to a Senate candidate. But this wasn't charity. This was an investment in a long-term strategy. Vance first met Thiel at Yale Law School in 2011, later joined his Mithril Capital, and Thiel became his mentor. When Vance was nobody, Thiel saw potential not just in a candidate, but in an ideology. Thiel noted, and he said, that he doesn't believe in democracy as we know it now. He openly questioned whether freedom and democracy are compatible, arguing that concentrated power in the hands of tech elites is more efficient than messy democratic processes. And now, we have a third piece, Elon Musk. Musk and Vance are both part of Thiel's Silicon Valley network, now positioned in Trump's circle. Musk has been dropping hints on X about his close friendship with Vance, and notably abandoned talks of creating a third party, because why create competition when you can control the existing system? Think about what we're seeing. Thiel, who bankrolled Vance's entire political rise, Musk, who controlled a major social media platform and has unprecedented government influence, and Vance, positioned one heartbeat away from the presidency. This isn't coincidence, it's coordination. Vance has already emerged as a key player in Trump's administration, making calls directly to Trump and attending high-level White House meetings. He's not just waiting in the wings, he's actively positioning himself as the power behind the throne.
Saving democracy by staying informed and sharing opinions. This is Dailycast Newstalk Radio.
Outside, I've been glued to my screen since 3:15, refreshing my feed like it's therapy. Every pundit's yelling, every thread's a fight, and my blood pressure's rising like a satellite. The algorithm know me, serves me rage all day. I'm doomed, strolling deeper, can't look away. My couch has a crater shaped just like my butt. I'm trapped in a cycle and I'm stuck in a rut. So turn off the TV, close all your tabs, stop believing the orange ones in your head like crabs. Think for yourself, break free from the horde, take a shower, you've been marinating for days. Oh Lord, get outside, the sun still shines despite what Twitter implied. Get outside, there's a whole wide world you've been denied. Get outside. Left versus right, it's a ping pong match. Every hot take's got me ready to dispatch an angry reply to a stranger online who lives in Nebraska and who's doing fine. I'm forming opinions based on headline alone. My critical thinking has left and flown. I forgot what it's like to just think for myself instead of outsourcing my brain to someone else. So turn off the TV, close all your tabs, stop believing the orange ones in your head like crabs. Think for yourself, break free from the horde, take a shower, you've been marinating for days. Oh Lord, get outside, the grass is still green. What a surprise! Get outside, your neighbors aren't monsters in disguise. There's birds, there's trees, there's vitamin D. There's people just living, not constantly angry. The world didn't end while you touch some grass, and somehow you'll survive without that hot take pass. So turn off the TV, delete those apps, stop believing every narrative that's full of traps. Think for yourself, use your own mind, take a shower, then leave your outrage behind. Get outside, I feel the breeze and let your cortisol subside. Get outside, life's too short for this perpetual divide. Yeah, get outside, before you forget what fresh air smells like. Get outside, your plants are dead, but you can still hide. Get outside, outside. Seriously though, when's the last time you saw the sky?
This is Dailycast Newstalk Radio.
You strut around like you own the place, but baby, you can't keep above the pace. Grooving in the wrong direction, lost in your own reflection. It must hurt when you're so wrong. Ooh yeah, living life like a misguided song. You're tripping over what you thought was true. Now you got the blues. Oh baby, you do. Hey. You say you got it all figured out, but darling, that's a thing I doubt. False confidence is your disguise, but the truth is hiding in your eyes. It must hurt when you're so wrong. Come on, walking around singing the wrong song. Reality's gonna hit you strong, and you'll be singing a different song. Hey! Funky beats to heal your soul. Find your truth and take control. Learn the groove, make it right. Keep on dancing through the night. It must hurt when you're so wrong. Oh yeah, living life like a misguided song. You're tripping over what you thought was true. Now you got the blues. Oh baby, you do.
It's about moving forward, sharing opinions and providing news and information. For Democrats, moderates, and independents. This is Dailycast Newstalk Radio.
More listener feedback from the Truthcast feedback line.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back outside, Trump has decided that he's going to start his MAGA hate rallies again. He wants to convince his poorly educated cult followers that the economy is amazing. Gas prices are low and groceries have never been lower. This is what we're dealing with now. When will they learn?
To get on the air and give us your feedback, go to dailycast.news/talk.
The left, moderates and independents unite. This is Dailycast Newstalk Radio. And now, another low-energy Donnie break.
I had these animals trying to attack me at Mar-a-Lago. They went into my wife's closet. And I'll say this, number one, it's very bad, but it sounds a little strange. They looked at her drawers. You have drawer, and then you have drawer. They looked at both. And she's a very meticulous person, you know, like these people. It's just like she'd fit into your group very well. She'd be very happy with her. But everything is perfect. Her undergarments, I want to use a nice, sometimes referred to as panties, are folded, perfect, wrapped. They're like so perfect. I say, that's beautiful. You know, it's the part of the world she came from. Everything was perfect, no problem. Fold, fold, fold. I think that she steams them, make sure they're just sitting. We came home. I wasn't there when the raid took place. A raid of a popular president, a former president. She opened the drawers and it was not that way. They were a mess. It was all over the place.
A powerful winter storm is marching east across the country, bringing heavy snow, fierce winds, and dangerous travel from the plains to the northeast.
Forecasters say the rapidly intensifying system will produce blizzard conditions in parts of the northern plains and upper Midwest. New England and the interior northeast face a mix of snow, ice, and freezing rain as the storm taps cold air from Canada. Airlines and highway agencies are warning of more disruptions. Kevin Sanders reporting.
President Donald Trump has acknowledged that the United States struck a dock facility in Venezuela used to load suspected drug boats.
Trump told reporters the U.S. hit a coastal installation where vessels accused of carrying narcotics allegedly prepare to depart. The Pentagon has not confirmed which branch carried out the operation or released targeting details. U.S. officials say a separate strike on a suspected drug boat in the Pacific killed 2 people, the 30th such action this year. Lawrence Keller reporting.
The United States is under growing scrutiny abroad after Iran's president warned of a harsh response to recent American actions. Joseph Eckerson reports.
Iran's president said any answer to a potential attack on his country would be severe in what appeared to answer a warning from President Donald Trump. He spoke as U.S. forces carried out a 30th strike on a suspected drug boat, part of a broader push against narcotics trafficking. Regional governments are watching closely as tensions rise between Washington and Tehran.
Health policy in the United States is undergoing major changes as Robert F. Kennedy Jr. reshapes the agenda at the Department of Health.
Kennedy, serving as health secretary in President Trump's second term, has moved to roll back some long-standing regulations while promoting alternative health approaches. Supporters say the shifts give patients more freedom and cut red tape for providers. Critics warn the rapid changes could weaken vaccine programs and undermine established public health safeguards. Jessica Oakley reporting.
Ukraine and Russia are, according to President Donald Trump, edging closer than ever to a possible peace deal.
Trump said negotiators are very close to an agreement following his latest conversation with Vladimir Putin and a meeting with Volodymyr Zelensky. He described teams on both sides as making progress toward a framework to end the war. Details of any draft terms have not been released, and officials in Kyiv and Moscow have not publicly confirmed a timeline. Liam White reporting.
New Orleans is preparing for packed New Year's Eve crowds with National Guard troops set to patrol streets alongside local police.
Officials say about 350 Guard members will start duty in the French Quarter as part of a broader security plan. The move follows last year's deadly attack on Bourbon Street and other high-profile Guard deployments in major cities. Authorities stress the troops will focus on visibility and crime deterrence, not immigration enforcement, and are expected to stay through Carnival season. Kyle Norris reporting.
And that's the latest news headlines with Alan Edwards. And now, another 2 minutes of relaxation. Breathe and enjoy.
You're listening to Ho! Dailycast Newstalk Radio. Newstalk Radio.
You're listening to Stuck in the Middle radio show with Alan Edwards.
I just wanted to share my frustration with my HOA. I have a neighbor that hangs his MAGA flag in the front of his home. The homeowner's rules clearly state that the only flag we can hang is the American flag. I have complained several times to the HOA. I finally got a letter with a response stating that they have made an exception to the MAGA flag out of respect to the president. Well, I then hung a Democrat flag in the front of my house. A few days later, I get a warning letter stating that I'm not following HOA regulations and I must remove the flag or face a hefty penalty fee. This is outrageous. I live in a conservative area of town, and this kind of crap is going on all over the place. What can I do? I now notice that MAGA neighbor laughs at me when he sees me. It's so frustrating.
Hi, I just had to call in after hearing that last caller. Seriously, are we living on Mars right now? Did I miss some giant spaceship that just took us to another planet? I mean, am I the only one that thinks this is absolutely bonkers? These MAGA folk are living in some alternate reality. You know, my brother-in-law is one of those people. Christmas dinner is like visiting a cult meeting. He gets the hats, the flags, the whole 9 yards. I ask him basic questions about policy, and he just starts talking about how Trump could beat any president in a fist fight. What does that even mean? I honestly don't get how people can be so gullible. They believe everything that comes out of his mouth. He could tell them the sky is green and they'll start seeing emeralds up there. And then they'd buy the sky green merchandise from his website for $49.99. My neighbor nearly burnt down his garage trying gold-plated. He tried to gold-plate his toilet. True story. Look, I'm just a regular guy trying to make some sense of all this, but when I hear people like this last caller and my neighbor and my brother-in-law, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I mean, are we really supposed to believe a billionaire who's never waited in line at the DMV or worried about medical bills understands the common folk? Sure, and I'm the king of Norway. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I just had to call in before my head exploded.
Gimme. Down in Texas, Mount on a Tuesday. She got red caps said, let's make a stand. Doing joyride, flags were flying, but just can't seem to get off mine. I'm in the MAGA cult, the mess of rocket, I know, yeah. Yeah, give me, yeah, I'm at blues.
Dailycast News has advertising opportunities. Get all the details by clicking on the advertise link at the bottom of any of our web pages at dailycast.news.
More listener feedback from the Truthcast feedback line.
Oh, I love you, love you, love you. This is all that in a bag of chippy chip chips. You guys finally got it together and created a station that doesn't piss us off. I love the music, comments, and news. I can be informed without screaming at my screen. I'm burned out with the same boring podcasts. I'm tired of those news panels arguing with each other. I can handle what you guys are doing. Not only handle it, but love it. Keep it up, you freaky fake freaks.
To get on the air and give us your feedback, go to dailycast.news/talk.
This is Dailycast Newstalk Radio.
Suit and tie, camera flash. You walk in like you run the whole class. Every headline spinning in place. Equal justice, but I've seen that face. You pick up the call when his numbers show.
Nothing to see, feels a lot like loyalty to me. Hey, hey, DOJ, who you working for today? Is it the people or the king on the stage, waving from the motorcade? Hey, hey, DOJ, why you always look his way? Swore you'd keep us all the same. You had a badge, you had a vow. How did it all get twisted now? I want a truth that doesn't bend, not a fixer dressed up as a friend. Tell me again how this is fair when he breathes and you're just there, pen in hand, ready to defend like his own attorney till the end. Hey, hey, DOJ, who you working for today? Is it the people or the king on the stage, waving from the motorcade? Hey, hey, DOJ, why you always look his way? Swore you'd keep us all the same, but you're spelling out his name.
For entrepreneurs and business motivation, go to dime.club. It's all about getting you moving forward, growing, and making money. www.dime.club. It's free. Check it out today.
You know what's hilarious? We convinced an entire generation that they need to touch grass, go outside. But when they finally do, they're still staring at their phones, like they're reading the meaning of life on a 5-inch screen. Americans have developed this amazing ability to be physically present, but mentally somewhere else entirely. We're like ghosts, but with data plans. You'll see people at the Grand Canyon taking selfies instead of actually looking at the Grand Canyon. It's like paying to see the Mona Lisa just to watch it to your camera app. We've created a society where people leave their houses to look at other people's houses on Instagram. I should get some fresh air. They say, then spend 2 hours at the park scrolling through videos of other parks. It's like going to a restaurant to watch cooking shows on your phone. The funniest part is watching families spend time together at dinner, all staring at separate screens. It's like a seance, but instead of communicating with the dead, they're communicating with people who are probably also at dinner, ignoring their families. The circle of digital life. Remember when people used to get bored? Now we panic if our phone battery dies. What am I supposed to do? Think my own thoughts? Look around with my actual eyes? We've outsourced our attention spans to algorithms that know us better than we know ourselves. Americans will drive